Good morning, my name's Michael Gore from Hudson Gore Financial Services. I'm specialising more and more in providing advice to clients either going into aged care or who have parents looking at going into aged care. Therefore, I'll put a number of videos on our website that detail the issues you will face in this complicated area. But today I'll just start with some basics. Aged care issues usually arise when mum or dad are struggling with the basic tasks: cleaning, cooking, washing, personal care, etc. While most people know someone in aged care or have heard about the services of a local aged care facility, it is the fees and expenses that cause the confusion. While everyone's personal circumstances are different, I'll outline the costs that most people are going to have to meet and how to deal with them. Firstly, the fees. You will have to pay a number of expenses. A basic daily care fee, payable by all residents, capped at 85% of the single person age pension. A means tested care fee, which will be payable based on your income and assets. A full or partial accommodation payment, depending on your level of income and assets. And fees for additional services, such as hired standard of accommodation and non-standard services. The total cost will be different for everyone based on their ability to pay. What we do at Hudson Gore is look at the best way to use your income and assets to meet not only accommodation costs, but also the care costs, which can be substantial. Let's look at what it costs just for accommodation. You have to pay a RAD. Now that's a term that you'll come across pretty quickly. It's a refundable accommodation deposit. It's a lump sum bond, refundable on departure, can range from $150,000 to nowadays up over $1 million. Or a DAP, a daily accommodation payment, which essentially is based on the RAD with interest rate attached. Or a combination of the two. Let's look at what it costs for care. A daily care fee, which is 85% of age pension, paid by everyone, and a means tested care fee, which is based on both your income and your assets. When I talk to people, immediately issues arise and families are struggling with questions like, if we use up all mum's money on the RAD, how do we pay for the care fees? If we sell the home and pay the RAD, will that increase the means tested care fee? If we keep the current investments and pay the DAP, will we be able to get a return of 6.28%, which is what the facility is charging? If we rent the house, what's the effect on all these fees? Will age pension be cancelled? Now those questions are just for starters. There's also tax issues, settling issues, etc., etc. What you really need is holistic advice that takes into account all these questions and comes up with the best combination that suits both mum and the family. Things to consider are selling or renting the family home. I'll go further into detail on these scenarios in another session. Should you negotiate an agreement with the facility to pay the accommodation costs by part RAD and part DAP? Should you try to keep the means tested care fees as low as possible and retain some age pension if possible? Trying to juggle all these issues, as well as the stress of putting a loved one in an aged care facility, is impossible. It's far better to seek good advice that will give you the best options. Please feel free to contact me, Michael Gore, Hudson Gore, on 02 9388 9033, or look at our website, hudsongore.com.au. Thank you.